The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free 800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And our main website is www.xzoneradiotv.com. And our corporate website is rel-mar.com. And by the way, in the next couple of days, you'll be able to buy the Relmar multimedia app at the Apple Store, on Amazon, and at Google Play. Now, the big thing about the Relmar multimedia app is that you'll be able to listen to the X-Zone radio show. You'll be able to access the archives. You'll be able to read the X-Chronicles newspaper. You'll be able to watch the X-Zone TV show. You'll be able to find out everything about Relmar. Plus, you'll be able to go on the event page and find out who the guests are going to be for the next 3 months. It's that simple. One very jam-packed app. We're charging an arm and a leg for it, X-Zone Nation. 99 cents. There you go. Watch out for it. It's going to be released in the next couple of days. Plus, the X-Zone radio show app is available at the Apple Store as well as Google Play. Carla Wills-Brandon is my special guest this hour. I've had the pleasure of talking to this lady many times. She's a very interesting lady, one of the original members of the X-Zone Nation. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed psychological associate. She's also the author of 13 published books discussing topics ranging from recovery from grief, loss, and death, afterlife research and spirituality, food disorders, addiction, holistic health, relationships, dealing with teens, children of trauma, addiction, healthy intimacy and sexuality, sexual healing, trauma resolution, and PTSD. She has appeared on numerous television programs and has lectured across the United States and the United Kingdom. Now, one of Carla's published books, Learning to Say No, Establishing Healthy Boundaries, was a Publishers Weekly bestseller. Several other of her books address eating disorders and trauma. Beyond the Chase, Breaking Your Obsession That Sabotages True Intimacy, is proving to be a great success, while her 13th book, Heavenly Hugs, Comfort, Support, and Hope from the Afterlife, the 13th book in a series on death, dying, and departing visions of the dying and healthy spirituality, is providing a great comfort and healing. Carla has appeared on Geraldo Rivera, Sally Jesse Raphael, Howard Stern, Montel Williams, and the list goes on and on and on. Joining me now from Galveston Island, which I just found out tonight, X-Zone Nation, that whenever you're watching TV and you see a hurricane heading for Texas, well, it's going over Carla's house. Joining me now is Carla Wills-Brandon. And Carla, welcome back to the X-Zone. It's been too long, dear friend.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob.
Great having you.
Way up there in the north, probably a little cool while we sweat to death down here.
Well, I'll tell you something. Yesterday it was nearly 87 degrees up here and very humid. Yeah. So
what is humidity for you guys? What, 20%, 25%?
yesterday was closer to 70%.
Okay, now I can feel sorry for you.
Hey, listen, congratulations on all the great books you've written, but more than that, on all the hearts and all the people that you've been able to help over the years. Congratulations on a job well done.
Well, thanks so much. I never feel like I do it alone. And the thanks actually goes to the people who step up to the plate and they come and visit with me and they say, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And they start by saying, I have my teeth, I've got a job, I don't abuse drugs or alcohol. It's like they have to, let me know that they're an okay person. And then what they do is they share with me some really amazing things that have to do with afterlife contact.
Well, doing this show for 23 years, when a person tells me, you're not going to believe this, but they've got my undivided attention because I know they're going to tell me something so personal and yet something that has changed their life dramatically that they have to share it with someone. And whether it's just me on a one-to-one basis or one of the many people that we've had on air, these people want to share. And unfortunately, in today's society, not very many people want to listen anymore because of the fast-paced society we live in, the highly technological society we live in. Everybody's being bombarded left, right, and center with data, whether it's from your smartphone, whether it's your iPad, or whether it's at work. People don't use one computer screen anymore. People are using 2, 3, and 4 computer screens because society dictates that they have to do more work. Carla, stand by. You and I will be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. Exonation Dr. Carla Wills-Brandon is our guest. www.carlawillsbrandon.com. And we'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Carla Wills-Brandon is my special guest. www.carlawillsbrandon.com. Carla, just for the new members of the Exo Nation that have joined us since you and I last talked, how did you become interested in the subject of deathbed or departing visions?
Well, I come from a family of individuals who don't exactly go the straight road. I had a grandfather. There were a lot of UFO sightings in California off the coast, and I think it was the 40s or 50s. And my grandfather on my mother's side became very interested in that. And so I grew up with a grandfather who would sit outside with a mayonnaise jar full of wine, and he would wait to see if more UFOs would show up. And then my mother was into reading tarot cards, and she passed when I was really, really young, but she went to a healer, one of the most famous healers in the 60s, named Catherine Kuhlman. So when my mother was very, very sick, I was at a Sly and the Family Stone concert, and for younger folks out there, just know that Sly was never on time, but he was a great musician. And all of a sudden, I started feeling really, really sick. I got up and I headed straight for an ambulance and asked if I could go in and lay down. And they said, sure, no problem. And so I did. But when I got home, I found out that an ambulance had come at the exact time my mother, the exact time I was getting into an ambulance at this stadium. So both of us were getting into an ambulance at the same time, and she was in the process of beginning to make her transition. And so that's called an empathetic departing vision, where we feel a loved one getting ready to pass. We'll feel more emotional. We can also maybe begin to have some sensations in our own body. A couple of accounts I've received over the years involve people feeling chest pains. They're on one side of the country, and then on the other side of the country, a relative of theirs is passing with a heart attack.
Wow.
So, of course, I was too young. I really didn't know what to do with that, and so I sort of blew it off. And when she did make her transition, I was at home, and I woke up at the exact moment that she was getting ready to leave, and I knew that she was no longer in the physical. Well, for years and years and years, and this has all occurred since I even talked to you, Rob, I found out that there were 4 other people who had the exact same experience that I had. 3 of them were family friends. Well, actually, there are 5. 3 of them were family friends, all in different locations, and 2 of them were relatives. And over the years, I've connected with these 5 individuals, and we began talking about my mother's passing, and when I shared my experience, they looked kind of stunned, and they said, oh, the same thing happened to me at the exact moment of your mother's passing. I woke up and blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason why it took so long for all of us to get together to talk about this is because we do live in a very death-phobic society. We don't talk about death. We don't talk about grief. We're supposed to be over our grief if someone passes in 2 seconds and move on with our lives. So what I began to see in my practice and working with trauma, I would begin to hear some of these accounts from people. They'd give me their qualifiers. I've got the teeth, I've got the this. And then they began sharing with me manifestations of spirit in the bedroom, where all of a sudden they would wake up and they'd see Grandma standing there, and she'd be waving bye-bye and saying, I love you. Or orbs suddenly showing up in a area of the house at the exact moment of a passing in a different location. So what I did is I took some time and I began putting some of these accounts together, and then I put them away. I happened to be in London. This is